String Slingers, good to see you guys again. I'm Frank Spear, that guitar guy. Thanks for showing up. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Today, as I promised last week, we want to talk about adding notes from outside the key into your scale patterns or your licks to give them a different kind of sound, to give them a cool sound, to give them a jazzier sound, right? We're going to take the major scale and the minor pentatonic scale that we always use, and we're just going to use the surrounding notes that we're not playing in the scale. That's not in, right? That's not in. We've got this. We don't have these two. We've got this. We don't have that one. If we've got, we don't have that one. Or if we've got these, all those notes, any of the notes that are next to, surrounding the notes that you are playing, right? If we're playing this C, this note's next to it, this note's next to it, they're surrounding that, right? We could play and then grab the C, right? So we could do it that way. We could grab this note. Let's use our ears and see what we like. So one cool way to start doing this, if we take the minor pentatonic scale first, let's use an A minor chord this time, right? A minor chord, A minor pentatonic scale. Let's take this A and go down a half step and slide into the A. The next note in the scales here, we'll go down a half step and slide into that one. So we've got, and we'll do that for every note in the scale. We don't have to slide it, we can go, right? So we got, you can see already how it's starting to sound cool. Now you do it backwards. The key is you want to land on a note that it is in the scale. Now here I didn't. Although that note would still sound pretty cool against the A. Again, always using the ear to what you like, what you think sounds cool. All right, so if we're sliding in a half step below the note or a half step above. Always to a note that is in the scale. Half step above every note in the scale, half step below every note in the scale. We can do whole steps above, whole steps below. We can combine them. That's the key. Now start small. Don't go doing it with every note because it just sounds bizarre, right? We call this side skipping. Guys like Schofield are very famous for it. If you're playing, and you play, those are notes in the scale. I'm just going to side skip up one note and back, right? So it's, now you start doing that here and there in the scale, right? See, here's where you start getting those cool jazz licks. You're just using this minor pentatonic scale, but you're sliding in. You're weaving around. See what I did there? Right? This note's not in the minor pentatonic scale, but I take it and I slide down into the one that is. So just that little move is awesome. I ran a whole. Just chromatically going down, playing every note in a row. The key is to land on notes, start and land on notes that are in the chord that you're playing, right? Right? So as I'm landing on those notes and starting on them and highlighting those on the right beats, on the strong beats of the song, you know, all notes landing and feeling that. If you land on the notes that are not in the key, that's when it's going to start to sound weird, right? Right? That's weird, but okay. So slide in and out, side skip, right? Start to work out your own licks, right? And when the chords change, stay in that same scale and just highlight the notes of the new chord. I don't care how weird the chord is, right? Let's say, for example, they go to an E chord in this song, but they put the flat 9 in. Okay? So you got an E chord, right? But you got an F in the chord. I'll go to this scale, I'll keep playing this scale right here, and I'll look for an F. So that when they go to that chord right there, right? Where was it? I'm looking for the... So I'm playing... And I'll hammer the hell out of that note when they go to that chord. And I'll develop a lick from the scale based around that F note. Now it's an E chord, so I have an E and an F. I want to hammer those two notes. I want to really highlight those. Over this, right? Over this. So they're playing... See? That's what you do. That's what I do anyway. Unless you want to spend the rest of your life learning every bit of theory, that's fine too. Some cats can do that. I just don't like math, right? I mean, I know enough theory to get around, but I'll just look at every chord in the song and say, all right, what notes are in that chord? I'm playing this scale. I'll make sure I hammer and highlight those notes. That I find. Now, I'm playing basically rock and country and blues. I'm not a big jazz guy. And so those jazz cats, they know their Locrian flat 9 scales, whatever. You know, they know all that stuff. I'm not worried about that. So you can do that not only in that minor pentatonic scale, but in the major scale as well, right? If we're in the key of G major, get those in-between notes in there. Start sliding in and out of them. Find out what works for you, right? Maybe just... so forth and so on. Start slipping and sliding to your little heart's content. All right? I hope you guys enjoyed that. Lots to practice. See you in the next one.